There's a massive viewer backlash against woke sports as support for BLM crumbles. In this video, we're going to take a look at the most extensive data research ever conducted on Americans' attitude towards the woke world of sports, how it's going to absolutely terrify both players and commissioners alike, and how their championing of the BLM movement is happening at the very same time support for BLM is imploding across the nation. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone, patriots all across the globe. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. If this is your first time here at this channel, a warm welcome to you. We post 2 videos a day analyzing current events, analyzing some super awesome conservative trends so we can all live in the present light of even better things to come. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It'd be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel where each and every day we together celebrate, yes, the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism, and yes, the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. Before we dive in here, have you seen gold and silver lately? Gold recently made history. It hit a record high around $2,000 an ounce, and the billionaire Thomas Kaplan predicts that we're not far from gold getting to $5,000 an ounce. Now, if you're sick of low returns and volatility from the market, it's time to look at gold and silver, and that is where our good friends over at Noble Gold come in. Gang, there has just never been a better time to start a gold or silver IRA in your portfolio, and the amazing staff over at Noble Gold are ready to help you in any way that they can. And as if that weren't incentive enough, Noble Gold is giving away the U.S. Mint's own solid silver 5-ounce $1 Apollo 11 moon landing coin with each qualifying gold or silver IRA. It's absolutely beautiful. So do not wait. Click on that link below or visit their website at noblegoldinvestments.com or give them a call at 877-646-5347. Make sure to mention my name, Dr. Steve Turley, and let's ride that gold wave together. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We have got some amazing updates here on what's nothing short of a huge, I mean huge, wait till you see these numbers. There is nothing short of a massive backlash, a tsunami of opposition towards the increasingly woke sports leagues that are infesting our nation's professional athletics. Now, of course, I'm sure you're all familiar first and foremost with the ratings debacle that's been going on of late for the NBA and for Major League Baseball, that of course signals significant fan disappointment with professional sports, which coincides with the recent obsession professional athletes and teams have had with the BLM movement and showing just how woke they can be as warriors for social justice. We've got all the kneeling going on during the national anthems at basketball events and baseball events, professional soccer, football, of course, for our dear European audience. We've got Black Lives Matter murals painted on virtually every basketball court. We got a number of pitchers' mounds with BLM on it. And so it seems rather obvious that viewers are turned off by all of this incessant wokeness. But, and this is very important here, if we just go by ratings, we'll quickly find that the ratings plunge could ever so easily just be brushed off by players and owners and commissioners. And that's precisely what NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is doing. He was recently interviewed by CNBC, and he was asked directly if he was prepared for an audience backlash against all of the NFL's BLM-related additions to their league's uniforms and their fields and their programming. Was he prepared for a ratings hit? And here's what Goodell said, and I quote, "Ratings always go up and down for a variety of reasons. We're supporting our players. We look behind the ratings number. We always have. We don't look at it at a straight line up and down. We look at this as an opportunity to grow our audience with different segments of the population to make sure that we're reaching more people on more platforms." Now, did you catch that? Did you hear what he said? He just said that he knows they're going to get hit big time. But that's for a variety of reasons. There's the brush off. It's not necessarily because we're woke. But of course, he knows that it's precisely because they're woke. And that's why he's going to be looking for a different audience. Other platforms. If you're an NFL fan, Roger Goodell just said he doesn't give a rip about you. He cares more about wokeness than he does about you. So just because there's a backlash against professional sports in terms of a ratings plunge, Well, that doesn't mean that sports industries are necessarily going to repent and let go of all this nonsense. As Goodell promised, they'll just pick up and look for another audience. But if the massive amount of data that's coming in is any indicator, Roger Goodell and the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball are all in for a rude awakening. But first, I want to make sure you know that we do have tons of special videos that are available only to members of our Turley Talks Insiders Club, which you can join by clicking on the link below in the pinned comment section. If you want more access to me and to a global network of conservatives all over the world, you will definitely want to become a Turley Talks Insiders Club member. You get all kinds of deep dive videos, merch, and benefits, which you're going to absolutely love. So make sure to join our Insiders Club by clicking on that link below. All right, gang, are you ready for this? This is amazing. This comes to us from Philip Stutz of Medium.com. Stutz is an expert in political marketing, very, very influential fellow. And he wrote an article entitled, "Sports Has a Problem, Being Woke Ain't Helping." And in it, he details the findings of some stunning data on sports fan sentiments towards this new revival of wokeness that has swamped professional sports. Listen to this. Since March, my company has partnered with the largest data collection, analytics, and AI company in America to understand how the economy has shifted due to the coronavirus shutdown and subsequent Black Lives Matter protests and riots. Our 6 national consumer data insights reports have currently analyzed 225,253 consumer surveys. Match it to 200 million plus Americans in our database, 550 million connected devices, and tracking 10 billion daily online decisions. It is the most extensive data research conducted in America to this point. I did not originally intend to be reporting on sports data, but the patterns became clear, and it's important to know what's happening, what's not being reported by the woke sports media, and how it will affect all sports. So that's the setup here. What we're about to learn regarding how Americans are reacting to all of this wokeness in professional sports is a result of the most extensive data research ever conducted in America, period. And so what did he find? Quote, "The data clearly shows that 87 to 92% of Americans don't want corporations and athletes preaching woke politics. You aren't crazy for wanting to watch games and be distracted in these weird times instead of being told how bad a person you are for not agreeing with a woke reporter or athlete's opinion." Wow. 89 to 92% of Americans in the most extensive survey do not want anything to do with woke sports, period. I mean, it just does not get more devastating than that. And he goes on to point out, how else can you explain the PGA, right? The Pro Golfers Association. How else can you explain, and by the way, it's unique in that it has thus far refrained from any promoting any political agenda being expressed by its league or by its players. How else do you explain that a non-political golf association is actually outrating the NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball? Has that ever happened before? How the heck does Roger Goodell, the king of woke commissioners himself, explain that? Of course he can't without acknowledging that his deliberate promotion of left-wing social justice not only is destroying professional sports, it will continue since now there's no platform for him to go to. And to make things even worse, we're now seeing national support for BLM cratering everywhere. The left-wing activists disguised as journalists over at Politico are trying to blame Trump for BLM's hemorrhaging support, but there is no denying that more and more Americans are rejecting this movement. According to Politico, favorability for BLM has dropped 9 points in just the last few weeks alone. The website Civics tracks opinion trends over the course of weeks and months, and what we're finding is that opposition against BLM has surged by 10 points over the last several weeks to 37%, and support has dropped from a high of 53% to the current 49%. And then look at this. This is a graph of white support and opposition towards BLM. And you can clearly see that a plurality of whites oppose Black Lives Matter. 46% has steadily been going up. And if you factor in those who don't care, those who don't give a rip about BLM, that number surges to 60%. 60% of whites either oppose or don't give a crap about BLM. It's an astonishing number, but check this out. If you break it down even further to simply white males, 53% oppose BLM. Nearly 70% of white males either oppose BLM or don't care about it. Only 33% of white males support this BLM movement. Now, when you combine the sagging support for BLM with the growing support for all things woke in professional sports that 90% of the public doesn't want, now we can see precisely why the ratings are absolutely plummeting. The National Basketball Association is currently experiencing their worst ratings ever. If you could believe it, NBA viewership is down 30% across the board from last year. They're experiencing nothing short of a total ratings tank. They lost 26% on the TNT network, 6% on ESPN. They're barely netting an average of 1.6 million viewers, down significantly from the 2.8 million they got at the same point in their season last year. And this is all actually part of a trend of lost viewership over the last few years or so. So just to give you an idea of how far the NBA has fallen in terms of its ratings, check this out. Ratings for network NBA broadcasts have declined by an astonishing 45% since the 2011-2012 season. Games on TNT are down by 40%. ESPN sees a decline rating of 20%. Major League Baseball isn't faring much better. And then you bring the NFL into all this, you've got a ratings freefall. All told, the Super Bowl alone has lost over 12 million viewers in just the last few years. It's a tragic lesson, but it has to be learned by those who refuse to heed the laws of the universe. But professional sports is once again proving the age-old adage, say it with me, get woke, go broke. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how President Trump is telling Democrat cities requesting federal aid to shove it, as the feckless and failed Portland mayor actually runs and hides from rioters. You're not going to want to miss this. So make sure to click on the link and I will see you over there. God bless.